Everyone, and welcome to Scouting the League and a bonus draft profile for 2027 today, as there is not a lot going on in the football world that I want to talk about. OTAs are happening or finished up. Mandatory minicamps this week or are already done. Scouts across the NFL are headed to vacation, getting some time off. My argument would be development should be happening. Mostly is not. I've talked to a bunch of my colleagues, my scouting friends from across the league. NFL teams are not doing all they can to get better in the front office. I think there is room for growth, room for improvement, but it would be an honest conversation with themselves to make that happen. But that is not for today. Today, it's all about my favorite position to watch, interior defensive line. It's a fun one. Bear Alexander of the Oregon Ducks. Before we jump in on Bear, make sure you head over, like and share these episodes wherever you are at. That video portion over on YouTube, that's a fun one. Make sure you are hitting subscribe, watching those episodes, watching the clips, sharing wherever you're at. Make sure you head back, listen, or watch every episode we have, whether it's GM of the Las Vegas Raiders, John Spytek, former Duck defensive coordinator, now Cal head coach Tosh Lapoy. This week, it is the Los Angeles Rams and Taylor Morton talking all about his origins and what the Rams are doing that's just a little bit different than the majority of the NFL. Love to get those out to you. Tomorrow, our normal Tuesday draft series, we're going to look at a small school guy, Darius Carmucci of Incarnate Word. That is going to be by request of Football on the Know, our friend Joe DeCapita. Always hit me requests at Right Step ADV. That's where you can find me. Leave your thoughts, comments, notes, what you think of these players that I'm talking about, what topics you want to cover in the future. Make sure you check me out over at rsafootball.com as well. If you're a scout or an aspiring scout, make sure you check out thescoutingcommunity.com. Bunch of resources for both sides there, scouts and aspiring scouts. Get everything you need to know to make sure you are in the right spot to capitalize on the timing of the situation. Make sure you check out our partners over at bluemaca.com as well. They are the insoles that will upgrade every pair of shoes you own. Regular shoes come with that stock insole that's going to be worn out in no time. That Blue Maca insole will take you to the next level, whether it's non-slip, whether it's recovery, whether it's plantar fascia support, or that nice carbon split toe, turf toe insole. Bluemaca.com has the spot for you. Use code SCOUTING20 at checkout. Let them know we sent you. Get a little discount on that order. So as we hop over to Bear Alexander, this is a player, as we always do, have to start with some background. Bear Alexander in his third Power 4 school. Again, started his career at Georgia. Again, a backup there in 2022, saw action in 12 games. Again, a player like this, maybe he sees the future, sees dollar signs, again, certainly offered out there at USC where he transferred next, knows there's a bunch of NFL guys, doesn't want to wait his turn. Again, in today's day and age, you're going to get the ask the questions. It may not be an answer you love, but again, you become fine with the answer. So after that freshman year, he transferred out to USC. Spent 2 years at USC, and again, this is where he will have questions to answer. Again, in 2023, had a good year, made 12 starts, appeared in 13 games, but then in 2024, made a business decision, plays in 3 games, utilized a red shirt. So again, this is where scouts are going to ask the question, did you quit on your team? Was there something medical? Was there something else going on at USC? Again, no wrong answer, no bad answer. Again, this player is going to be drafted highly, but it becomes questions this player will have to answer through the process. It's going to be an alert, a flag 3 P4 schools. That is going to raise some alerts. But again, either way, played 3 games there before transferring up to Oregon for the 2025 season, played all 15 games, 12 starts. Again, had good numbers, 50 tackles, 18 solo, 6.5 TFLs, a sack, 2 fumble recoveries, pass breakup. Again, this guy was productive from that inside spot, had good tackle production there. But again, this player probably had a tough decision. He's got good traits he's putting on film. We're going to about ready to put that on. But again, no negative questions on his time at multiple schools. Again, for that defensive line spot. Again, you know the numbers are out there. There are not enough big guys, offensive line, defensive line. Teams are always going to be looking and paying for these guys. And so that's going to be one of those questions is, did he just get paid? Did he see dollar signs? Was there something else going on? It will certainly be questions he asks. As we throw on some film for Bear, again, has all the traits. This guy has size. This has length. He's got athleticism. He can play in the run game and pass game, but we're going to talk about some of the specifics. Again, for D-line, for interior guys, you're always going to be talking about pass rush. You're going to be talking about run defense. You're going to be about tackling. You're going to be talking about roll and finish. How does this guy ultimately get it done? This guy, what scheme does he ultimately play in? We're going to get with this Oregon defense. You're going to get both odd and even front. So you're going to get some two-gap stuff, some read stuff, as well as plenty of upfield explosion with this guy's hips and hands, where he really stands out, a play where he runs out of stack and makes plays. So start for the interior. Let's go to the run game to start, because again, at the beginning of the NFL career, you better be able to play in the run game. And this is not the strength of Bear Alexander's game right now. Why? He has good one gap explosiveness. This guy can penetrate. He is powerful. This guy has very violent hands. He throws those things in pass rush in the run game. He knocks guys back in one gap. This guy is disruptive and is a very good to excellent level player. Where this guy struggles a little bit and needs to show some discipline, maybe show that next step to be a top part of the first round pick, is his lateral leverage and his reaction time and awareness of the blocking scheme. This guy can be very light on the hip, average lateral leverage. He really gets bounced out of there with a second blocker on his hip. High pad level, doesn't feel that second blocker coming to the hip, and again opens up some big gaps in the run game. There's going to be a time for you to stick your hands on, to shed, to penetrate. There's going to be a time where you have to feel that second block coming to you, anchor down, let other guys in this defense make a play. This guy has the explosive traits, the movement, the athleticism, but you've got to be able to play with some block awareness, feel some pressure, and anchor down just a little bit more. Again, I think this guy I think he's got some strength, some natural heavy hands, some natural bend in his game. You see the athleticism, the twitch, the explosion. But again, the run game has to be better overall in 2026. I fully expect it to be. You talk about why this player is going to be a first rounder. I think this year, come 2027 NFL draft, is upfield explosion and his highly explosive and violent hands. This guy throws some clubs. This guy throws some haymakers. When this guy puts his hands on you, he does it with intent. And that hand violence, the use of his hands and the extension really set this guy apart from a lot of defensive linemen who play with good hand use, try to be technical, but don't throw with violent and explosive hands. Defensive line and playing in the trenches is a violent thing. You want some guys that have some natural violence, some natural nastiness to their game. Bear Alexander certainly has it. When he throws them, when he locks out, he has the ability to set edges, to absolutely dominate players across from him in the trenches. There are centers that really get worn out when you watch some full game tape. There's guys that are turning it down late in games. You are going to have to send extra help. Again, he is going to beat up on guys inside because he has the size, the length, and again, that explosiveness with his hands. This guy has good level of pass rush. This guy is still a developing arsenal, but can get on edges, has the twitch and explosion to work those edges, the length to maintain his extension, and then the burst and close to get into those gaps and work into the pocket to make plays. So Bear Alexander is really good in that regards. Again, sufficient level finish at this point. He has a lot of tackles where he's kind of fallen off, sliding. Again, has the athleticism to run through and make plays. Again, he's going to continue to develop those. I expect another jump. And again, when you talk about finish, when you talk about motor, this guy runs out of the stack. He plays hard. He's competitive. This guy, I think, is going to thrive this year. Again, another year in this Oregon defense. He is going to be a hallmark player for Dan Lanning on this defense. I'm sure Tosh Lupoi would have loved to take him down to Cal, be a Golden Bear with him. But again, you trust that this player is going to do those things. I'm sure Tosh is going to be watching this player, man, just hoping for the best because, again, there's a relationship there. This is a first round player. This is a top traits player. This is a guy that, like I said, may have been in that day 1 to day 2 conversation had he come out this last year. He's going to be vying for one of these top spots, top defensive spots in the 2027 NFL draft, and he's got a lot of upside. But again, that's where I think of him. I'm going to put a first round grade on him at this point, knowing that, hey, it could go up to that top of the first round. This guy, if he doesn't show up and perform, again, this guy could end up slipping into the beginning of the second round, but has all the traits to be a top guy in this draft. But again, not always about what I think. What do you think? Let me know at Right Step ADV. Where do you see the strengths and weaknesses? Where do you think this guy ultimately goes? Maybe who does he remind you of? Because again, he's played behind some good players at Oregon, at Georgia, at SC. Let me know what you think at Right Step ADV. Make sure you check out this one. Tomorrow we got Darius Carmucci of Incarnate Word, cornerback that goes in this draft. I don't know. You have to tune in and see what I think of Darius. Joe, make sure you tune in. Let me know. We'll hit all this series this Wednesday. Taylor Morton of the Los Angeles Rams joins Neil and I. Make sure you're tuning in and make sure you're scouting.